Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down one of the most powerful and honestly, most overlooked tools you have for living a longer, healthier life.
Could the secret to a longer, healthier life really be this simple? Well, today we're exploring just that. We're talking about a daily habit that might just be one of your most powerful tools for longevity: sleep. We're going to dive into the science, and I'll give you a super practical countdown that you can literally start using tonight.
Okay, let's start with a fact that's kind of mind-blowing when you really think about it. We spend about 1/3 of our entire lives sleeping. That is a huge chunk of our time here, right? And it turns out how we spend that 1/3 pretty much dictates the quality and, the length of the other 2/3.
So, first things first, let's get one thing straight. Sleep is not just passive downtime. It's not just, turning off for the night. It's an absolutely critical, active process for your long-term health. You can almost think of it as the time when your body and brain clock in for their most important shift of the day, repairing, recharging, and getting you ready for whatever comes next.
I've loved this analogy. Think of sleep as your body's dedicated nightly maintenance crew. Seriously, while you're out cold, this crew is hard at work. They're tuning up your heart, they're bouncing your metabolism, and they are literally cleaning out junk from your brain. But what happens when this crew doesn't get enough time on the job? Well, the problems start to pile up fast. We're talking chronic inflammation, hormones getting all out of whack, and even something scientists call accelerated biological aging. Yikes.
Okay, so before we get into the really practical nightly countdown, we need to talk about two golden rules. You have to get these right. Think of them as the foundation for everything else we're about to discuss.
All right, rule number one is all about quantity. How much sleep are you actually getting? Just take a look at this chart. It's pretty amazing. Researchers have found this really clear U-shaped curve when it comes to sleep duration and mortality risk. You can see the risk shoots up if you're consistently getting less than 6 hours. But here's the kicker. It also goes up if you're getting more than 9. It's not a case of more is always better. Isn't that fascinating?
So what this all points to is a sweet spot. That 7 to 9 hour window is really where the magic happens. And look, this isn't just about dodging health risks. It's about proactively giving your body the time it needs to function at its best, physically, mentally, and even emotionally. Okay, golden rule number 2 is consistency. This one is all about your body's internal clock, also known as your circadian rhythm. Just think of it like a master clock for your entire body. And guess what? This clock absolutely thrives on a predictable schedule.
So when your schedule is all over the place, staying up late and then sleeping in on the weekends, you're basically giving your body a case of what some researchers call social jet lag. It's like flying a few time zones every single weekend without ever leaving your house. That kind of inconsistency just throws your whole internal rhythm into chaos, and over time, that really puts a strain on your heart and your metabolism. So consistency really is key.
All right, so now that we have those two golden rules locked in, quantity and consistency, let's get to the really fun, practical part of this. It's a super memorable countdown you can use every single night to get your body and mind ready for amazing sleep. It just makes the whole wind-down process so much simpler. It's called the 10-3-2-1-0 rule, and it's just a brilliant, simple way to think about how you manage your habits in those final hours before bed. It's a total game changer for getting a great night's sleep. Okay, the countdown starts 10 hours before you want to be asleep. And the rule is, no more caffeine. Now think about this for a second. That cup of coffee you had at 3 p.m. to get through the afternoon slump, a good chunk of that caffeine can still be buzzing around in your system at 10 or 11 p.m., messing with the quality of your deep sleep, even if you don't feel wired. Next up, we jump to the 3-hour mark. Rule number 2, stop eating and drinking alcohol. A big meal right before bed puts your digestive system into overdrive right when it should be shutting down. And that glass of wine, it might make you feel sleepy at first, but it actually messes up your sleep later in the night. It's notorious for disrupting that really important deep REM sleep.
All right, 2 hours to go. Now it's time to stop all work. Anything that's mentally stressful, just put it away for the night. And check this out. There was this really cool study called the People's Trial, and it found that something as simple as reading a physical book in bed, not on a screen, a real book, significantly improved people's sleep quality.
So what's the science here? Well, it's all about avoiding what's known as cognitive arousal. That's just a fancy way of saying your brain is still buzzing, right? It's still churning through work emails, your to-do list, all of that stuff. The goal is to switch gears.
You want to shift into relaxation mode with calming activities. Things like reading, some gentle stretching, maybe a little meditation.
Okay, we're in the final hour. And honestly, this might be the toughest and most important step for a lot of us. 1 hour to go. No more screens. Phones, tablets, TVs, all of it, off. That blue light they emit basically tricks your brain into thinking it's still noon. It slams the brakes on the release of melatonin, which is your body's natural time for sleep hormone.
And finally, we get to the 0. Now, this one is actually for the next morning. And I know this can be the hardest rule of all, but it is so important. The rule is you hit the snooze button 0 times. That little button is not your friend. I promise. Let me tell you why.
See, every time you hit that snooze button, you're just chopping up your sleep into little, useless pieces. Those extra 7 or 9 minutes, that's not real restorative sleep. Instead, you're just setting yourself up for something called sleep inertia. You know that awful, groggy, can't think straight feeling? That's it. You're basically just yanking your brain out of the shallowest stage of sleep over and over again.
So, that 10-3-2-1-0 countdown is a fantastic tool, but you can make it even more powerful by optimizing your environment. The goal here is to turn your bedroom into a true sleep sanctuary, a place that sends a powerful signal to your brain when you're in here, it's time for rest and nothing else.
And that ideal environment really boils down to 3 simple things. It needs to be cool, dark, and quiet. For cool, you're aiming for somewhere between 16 and 19 Celsius. That's about 60 to 67 Fahrenheit. A cooler room actually helps your body's core temperature drop, which is a natural trigger for sleepiness. For dark, think blackout curtains, as dark as you can get it. And for quiet, earplugs or a white noise machine can be a lifesaver.
Okay, so we've gone through a lot of science, a lot of rules. What's the big idea here? What's the one thing you really need to take away from all this?
The single biggest takeaway is this. We have to change the way we think about sleep. It is not a waste of time. It's not a luxury. It's one of the most active, powerful investments you can make every single day in your long-term health. You're protecting your heart, your brain, your metabolism for decades to come. Think of it like making a daily deposit into your future health account.
So here's a question to leave you with. You've got about 8 hours lined up for you tonight. How are you going to invest them? Look, you don't have to do everything we talked about all at once. Just pick one thing. Start there. Because building a longer, healthier life isn't about waiting to react to problems down the road. It's about proactively building your health right now, one good night's sleep at a time.